With your support, with your assistance, criminality will be stamped out of FCT. We have determined, we have the capacity to withstand them, we have the capacity to equally deal with them, Your Excellency.
Thanks for staying tuned. And if you are just joining us, this is Call the Police live on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Don't forget that you also get to be part of our studio discussions this morning via telephone calls through the number that will be flashing on your screen in due course. My guest today is the Chief Superintendent of Police, Akaninyene Edward. He is the Divisional Police Officer in charge of Apo Division. It's good to have you join us this morning, DPO, on the program. Now, like you rightly heard me said, Apo is host to a course. Apo is host to, because a lot of people from divergent cultures. Of course, you can understand by the virtue of the fact that it's a business hub. How would you regard in some quarters, of course, it's as a commercial hub? How have your division been able to manage this area?
Thank you very much. Apo is a commercial hub. You are very correct. It is where the automobile market is situated, and also where automobile mechanics are also located to take care of vehicles. Also situated within Apo jurisdiction is the Gudu market, where you also have automobile parts dealers
Dealership.
and also mechanics. You also have the electrical markets where people come to buy electrical materials for their buildings. Also, as a result of this, there are other business outfits and concerns within the area. You have supermarkets, a lot of fuel stations, and other, small business outfits. So it's a concentration of a large number of people. However, we've been able to provide security, make the environment safe and peaceful for people to conduct their business. You see, how do we achieve this? We look at the emerging trades, we look at the inner trades, and we begin to deal with them specifically. Like the larger trades in that place is that hoodlums, criminals come in from outside, they commit crime, they go away. That one, we've been able to tackle it because of aggressive patrol, stop and search, and visibility policing generally. However, the inner threat in this place generally revolves around theft by servants
In the market
in
itself.
the market itself,
Okay.
and also theft by security men that are employed within the market. So we've also been able to deal with this by, having series of meetings with the market leaders, telling them to profile the people that they want to engage to watch over their shops when they close at night. So that has helped us. And we've been able, for now, since I assumed it in that place, we've been able to bring crime to the barest minimum. Of course, you know that we cannot completely eradicate crime, but we've done our best. We've done our best to reduce it to the barest minimum, and even the businessmen and the residents can testify to this fact.
No, of course, by nature of the place, it's actually an environment that hosts the free flow in and out of traffic of people as it is now. Of course, people are coming in to buy, others are going out to sell. And then, of course, you also testify to the fact that criminals, fetter around such flow of movement. They will be coming into Apo to commit crime and then pull out. How has the division and generally the police and the FCT taken the peculiarity of this environment?
Thank you very much. You know that the security architecture in the FCT as rolled out by our amiable Commissioner of Police, FCT, Compo Bennett Igwe. We have a standard operation procedure. And once you follow that standard operation procedure and the directives given by the Commissioner of Police, you don't have problems. Of course, you know that the Compo is one person that understands FCT command very well, having served in this command in various capacities. So now, we the DPOs, we take many instructions, directives from him. And once you follow these directives to the end, you don't have problem. Now, what are we doing? Daily, we are to dominate our space on time, activate stop and search at flashpoints on time, move out all your tactical teams on time, let them be visible, let them move to the nooks and crannies of the jurisdiction, let people see them. Then the tactical teams, we go out, we conduct raid. Most times, I conduct stop and search, I lead the men by myself. So with this, we've been able to, install confidence. People have confidence in what we are doing. And it also draws people closer to us. In that way, if they have information, they call. If there is any intelligence, they will give it to me. So we've been able to manage this place, and we have been able also to achieve results.
Of course, situations like this, you cannot also rule out the challenge of black spots. They identified black spots in Napo as a district, and what is your division doing to, if there are?
Yes, there are black spots. We have, before now, the Panteka in Apoduse,
yes.
But that place has been demolished. We send them away. However, scavengers move back down that place. They go to, occupy that space. Constantly, I go there to raid the place. I burn their shanties and send them away. Then from Apo roundabout down to the cemetery, down to the bridge, when you are approaching Apo by the left, you will see that they also, hibernate in those places, have been able to move into those places, demolish their shanties, set them ablaze, arrest the ones we can arrest, charge them to court. So we've been able to, there are other black spots like where you have Apo by Nepa Junction. We used to have a cashew plantation around that place where these criminal elements, they were living there. But FCDA, through their environmental department, they came, that place has been demolished. Then other places, other flashpoints, we have located them and we are troubling them almost on a daily basis. We visit those places with the tactical teams, we arrest them, we dismantle their shanties, we burn them. That has helped us in pushing them away from our
respite to residents.
Yes, and now
I think that is one information that FCT residents, I'm very sure, will be very glad to hear this morning. Well, if you are just joining us, this is Call the Police live on the Unity station. Like I said earlier, you get to be part of the discussion in the studio. What are those salient security challenges that are troubling to you and you feel the police needs to do more to get them out of the threats to FCT residents? The number to call into the studio this morning will be flashing on your screen as we speak, so that you call in. The DPO is here and he will respond to whatever questions, commendations, or suggestions you have for the FCT Police Command for service delivery. Now, DPO, let's move on. Over the course of time, security observers and commentators have often, hammer on the need to strengthen relationship, of course, through community policing for, enhanced security. How would you describe the relationship between your division and operators of this Apple automobile parts village as the situation is now?
Thank you very much. You know that Apo is a large area. We have so many estates, and though it's a business, a commercial hub where you have these automobile dealers.
Yes.
However, we have other residents within the area. The relationship of the division with these various interest group is very cordial.
Okay.
I have interacted and engaged almost all the groups. Number one, I have a very active PCRC, and I engage with them. And the leadership of the PCRC within Apo, they live in different estates, and they pass the message to all the residents. Now, I also have very good relationship with each line. You know, that place is segmented. Yes, all the lines, they have their leadership, they have their task force. So I relate with the leadership, the task force, the CSOs of each line. If there is any security threat, they quickly reach out to me. Okay. If there is any incident, they quickly reach out to me, both day and night. And part of the strategy I adopt since I arrived at that place, I let my personnel know that residents, people here will have confidence in what we are doing when our responses to incidences are very timely. Very timely. So what we do is I sectorize my division. I say, okay, this particular tactical team, you operate from here to here. When there is response, you move in. If we need backup, we'll mobilize from other places. We'll link up with you. So,
all right, Vicky, I will hold on there. Then let's respond to this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, please do endeavor to call us back. Go ahead.
So, all the estates, their chief security officers, their CSOs, I have their numbers. I have the numbers of the chairman of the various groups, like the resettlement, Zone A extension, B, E, and the Zone E extension. I have the contacts of the people in charge of security in that place. So it's easy for us to operate.
To that. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're on to call the police. You tell us your name, the location you're calling from, and then go ahead to make your contributions. Okay, the network seems to not be our friend yet. All right, go ahead, please.
So once there is any incident, we are there on time. And what I do, the residents can testify. I lead the men by myself, no matter the time. Whether it's midnight, early in the morning, I go there by myself.
To give leadership.
To give leadership. And so, and because my personnel, they know that if anything happens, the DPO will be there. Even before I will mobilize to get there, they are always there. So with that, we've been able to, let the residents have confidence in what we are doing. And that has translated to the relative peace that we are enjoying in the area now.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, you're on to call the...
calling from Karimo.
Okay.
I really want to commend the apology. It's great. Even before now, most often we go there to buy parts and make them. In fact, they are well coordinated.
Okay.
And for the fact that he's carrying, because police cannot do it alone, for the fact that he's carrying the police community relations committee, the information gets direct to him. But my worry is this: in most of our area here, this is a logo kind of. I'm going to use that word. It's not all that. It's a very difficult terrain to work for the police to work. And for the fact that we know that police cannot work without good information, credible information, we lack manpower in Karimo division. We lack very manpower in Karimo division. Very, very difficult terrain to work in. And again, there is no way the police will work without adequate motorcycles and the people that can move to the Lungus. Also, my worry goes to our able commissioner of police. Why are the children, not the criminals being caught? Why they are being paraded? Why is it their face or their identity not being shown? Because there are people at their loved ones who know that these people are criminals. Or their neighbors who know that these people are criminals.
All right. I for one, okay. Mr.
Cliff.
Yes, Comrade Cliff. I have to make you understand that there are professional guidelines to the operations of media houses that usually cover these parades. That for one is an information that I'm privy to as a media professional, and a security correspondent, that every suspect in police custody is presumed a suspect until a court of competent jurisdiction declares, convicts the person. Then you can show the person's face as a convicted criminal. But while he or she is still a suspect, professional guideline indicates that you cannot reveal their faces because they could be, and they could end up getting clearance in the court as to the other side of the story, and then it becomes another challenge for the individual, the stigmatization, and of course, you are very much aware of the kind of environment we live. So that is that's to the.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you on the program. All right. You heard it. The issue of manpower, certain locations, Gwagwa Karimo access. And then this brings me to these other questions. What is the level of manpower? Do you have enough to police an area, a very densely populated area like Apo?
Thank you very much. You see, the issue of shortage of manpower is a general problem.
Okay.
However, the strategy I've adopted within my own jurisdiction is that I have very cordial relationship with the civilian JTF,
okay,
the hunters group, the vigilante groups. In all locations up to Wasa, Warun, Takushara, if anything happens, they will call me immediately.
Okay.
So I work with them. In fact, one of my stop and search points at, we call it, by that Warun Road, surplus observation point, is a mixture of policemen and civilian JTF.
All right. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, bad network. So
with this strategy of working with these non-state actors, I've been able to bridge the gap. I've been able to manage, that gap of manpower. Yes, so manpower challenge. So we've been able to work very closely. In fact, I have very good working relationship with them. If you give me 10 minutes to mobilize civilian JTF, vigilante, or hunters, I can bring out up to 100.
Wow.
To do whatever work, to carry out any operation I want to carry out.
Sorry, that's a good one to hear.
Thank you.
Now, amongst the pockets of security challenges that are synonymous to, of course, a city like this, the issue of housebreaking, armed robbery, and what have you. And Apo is a community that is also hosts to sub-communities in the places of Wasa, Waru, and the Dagmagaza and Co. And of course, you would not also jettison the role these sub-communities will play in the security threats that Apo receives. How is your division managing this, connecting communities?
Yes, Waru is divided into two.
Okay.
Part is covered by Apo division.
Before then. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, go ahead.
Like I was saying, Waru is covered by both Apo division and Kabusa division.
Okay.
So Wasa belongs to Apo division.
Okay.
For now, Damangaza has been ceded to the new division, Lokogoma division. It's not under me again.
Okay.
However, how we've been managing these communities is that each community, I encourage them to have their vigilante group or civilian JTF. So they have these volunteers all within these communities that provide security. And they relate directly, with the division.
Okay.
And from time to time, because of that, the environment is becoming safer, because even the criminals, they know that even when police presence is not there, that these other groups are there to assist the police. And before you know, promptly they will arrest, they will inform us, we'll go pick up the suspect, and we'll continue from there.
All right, briefly, DPO, time is fast running out on us. Let's briefly talk about youth and security. The issue of cultism. Apo, the automobile village, restive youths, unengaged, cultism.
Well, I have not had incidences of youth fomenting trouble, But the issue of courtesan, before I assumed duties as the DPO, I learned that courtesan was was a challenge, was on the high side. But within the period that I have served there, in Apo.
All right, just before you go, this persistent caller. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Oh.
Now, it's just 2 weeks ago that we start recording these issues of courtesan, especially in Warren axis. The individual leading the group has been identified. Okay. We have profiled him, and we are making frantic efforts to get him arrested. And I can guarantee you that we'll bring him to book.
All right. I'm also privy to the fact that the FCT Police Command and the Territories Joint Task Team constantly raids Apo and environs.
Yes.
And of course, in an effort to keep the situation at bay. How much is this yielding result of policing the area?
Thank you very much. I want to thank my amiable commissioner. It's one of the strategies he adopted when he assumed duties as the commissioner of police in charge of FCT command. Okay. Now that joint task force team is really helping. It's yielding result because all the places where these criminal elements supposedly will be gathering in the evenings, for fear of the fact that this team can come from the headquarters to raid them, apart from the tactical teams from the division. So that has helped in sending them away from the division, from that jurisdiction. Also, this joint task force team, they have been making arrests, serious arrests. So that has helped us to reduce crime and criminality within our division. So it's yielding results. It's a good strategy.
All right, that's wind up. One major critical sector of the security of FCT, the issue of commercial motorcycles operation. Of course, the FCT administration has banned their activities as closest as it can be to the city center.
Yes.
But they operate in Apo. Why is it so?
They operate in Apo, they have time. We don't allow them to operate at night.
Okay.
We also restrict them from, riding into the city centers. By the time they get to the Apo by Nepa Junction, the stop and search team there will arrest them. So we've been able to curtail their activities. Though every day you keep seeing them in large numbers, but we are doing our best, arresting them, impounding their motorcycle, and sending them to the mobile court. We are doing our best, and I can assure you that we'll continue to do our best to ensure that their activities are curtailed in line with that directive that they should not be riding to city centers.
All right, as a sign of your security advice to FCT residents and particularly Apo residents.
Well, my advice is that every person should know his environment, know who your neighbors are. The residents should also be cautious with strangers, since you don't know their motive. So every stranger in their midst, they should quickly identify and find out why that person is in that location. Also, residents should secure their homes by, installing security doors, CCTV cameras if they can afford.
Come in handy.
Yes. Then improve on their burglary system, and above all, within the communities, the estates, they should have a robust security on ground, that while they are not at home, these people will watch over their homes. Then lastly, residents should learn to limit the way they share their personal information, especially online. It helps. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DPO CSP Akaninyene Edwards, for coming on Call the Police this morning. It's a pleasure having you on the program.
It's my pleasure too. Thank you very much.
And to you, the viewer, you heard it from him. Limit the volume of information you share, especially in the social media about yourselves. It goes a long way to compromise your security and, of course, give you up to the men of the underworld who are constantly targeting vulnerable residents. And it is on that note, we say, it's been a pleasure to have you join us on the program this morning. Make it a date with us next week, same time, same station. I remain yours, Onotu Yakubu, holding forth for your regular anchor. Good morning.